Bomber news dropping. David Ornstein has done it again. In fact, Manchester United have done it again. Another transfer from completely out of the blue. But nobody expected Youri Tielemans to be signing for Manchester United. All the details on this massive breaking news as Manchester United move fast to replace the failed medical and deal that would have brought Ederson to Manchester United this week. Of course, but first of all, as the news has just broken, let's bring it you as it has broke and what has been said, because it came from Ornstein and then backed up by Romano. This is a definite. It's going to be a here we go soon. That's what Romano has posted. But here we go with what David Ornstein has said on this bomber. I mean, seriously, Man United are just moving in ways this window that I just didn't see coming. This could be shrewd business because Youri Tielemans is a real player. Wow. This is a player United should have bought years ago, to be honest. But look, this is adding experience to Manchester United's squad and some. Clever, yes.
We were just talking about the most pathetic Man United transfer window in ages. We were just talking about how it's abysmal what Michael Carrick has been delivered. We were also talking about this obsession with not replacing Casemiro with experience. And we were also talking about trying to find a positive every day around United because it's so negative. And then we go and get a massive out of the blue David Ornstein bomber that United are in talks with Youri Tielemans. And I go, call me Batman. Because you know what? If there's positivity, I will jump right to the front of the queue. The negativity around this football club is because we are fed bullshit by the club. This deal, to me, would get me very, very excited. I don't care the fact that he's 29. In fact, I love the fact that he's 29 because it means we're abandoning our own stupid parameters about not buying people over 26. We were talking about Bruno Guimaraes and how I think he'd be perfect for Man United. I feel that Youri Tielemans is in the same category. I mean, I really do. And look, let's give credit to David Ornstein for obviously chucking this out there. I mean, a lot of people are saying fair play to me for tweeting it last night. That's just a very good source. That's just a brilliant source, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But in relation to what David Ornstein's saying, because that's what we're reacting to, this is Man United are in advanced talks to sign Youri Tielemans from Aston Villa. All parties in contact as Man United try to finalise the 29-year-old midfielder who is keen on the move. Ederson deal is off for now. Man United may look to revisit this later in the summer. I mean, look, I don't want to revisit Ederson. I don't think Tielemans, Santos, Ederson and Mainu is as good as it could be. But Youri Tielemans to Manchester United, in my opinion, changes the whole summer. Yeah, it's desperate. It's not what we were looking at. We wanted Anderson, we wanted Mateus Fernandes, we wanted Tchouaméni, we wanted Tonali. And Tielemans is not better than any of those, realistically. Maybe you could argue Anderson, but Anderson's 23. Tonali's better than Tielemans. Tchouaméni's better than Tielemans. And I'd argue maybe Bruno Guimaraes is slightly. But look, the desperation panic angle, I understand it. But you've also got to make the best of a bad situation. And what excites me about this is the fact that he is 29 and the fact that he is experienced. He's been brilliant. I mean, maybe it's my locality. I live in the Midlands in the UK, which is my closest Premier League club is probably Coventry now, but it used to be Villa. I know a lot of Villa fans. I do watch Villa a lot. And I think it's a really exciting signing because I think he's a very, very good player who could come into the team and give us a little bit of experience and composure to get back into the Champions League. I genuinely think there is jeopardy on United being in the top 5 next season with the way the midfield is shaping up. And I think with Mainu and Santos, you bring Tielemans in. I think experience is so important. And look, people are saying, what are you getting excited about this for, bro? I am genuinely getting excited about this because I see a massive lack of experience in the midfield. And yeah, Bruno's experienced and we have got experienced centre-backs, whether it be De Ligt, Martinez or Maguire. But we've got nothing in the midfield to bridge that experience gap. And someone like Youri Tielemans would give us some experience. Now, I'm not jumping and shouting around like I would do if we were signing Tonali. And I'm sure a lot of other clubs will laugh at us for doing this deal. But it's the experience angle that does it for me. And he's a good player. So look, I do like the signing. And I do like the fact that it's not Ederson at the moment. And I do like the fact that it's Youri Tielemans. And there is a lot of people in the chat saying that apparently he's got a release clause of £35 million, according to Ben Jacobs. I was going to say I don't know the price. I mean, I'll be clear, I didn't realise he was 29. I did before we went live. I didn't realise he was 29. I thought he was about 26 for some reason. He's obviously got a good skincare regime and drinks plenty of water. I mean, I thought he was about 26. Doesn't bother me that he's 29. But I think if he's the Ederson replacement at £35 million, I think that's good. And people will say, well, he's 29, but you get 3 or 4 years out of him. And also, what's the point in having a 21-year-old Mainu and a 22-year-old Santos and buying another 21-year-old? Like, Tielemans naturally in 3 years' time is probably working towards the end of his career as Santos and Mainu enter their prime. So you have to have a balance. Anybody who's moaning about being 29, if you've got 4 midfielders, it's about the balance on the scales, isn't it? You want to balance the scales. So yeah, 2 kids and an experienced player brings that balance back. The next midfielder for me should still be Kone, who's 25, and then you've got a perfect balance of age. For me, you've got 2 lads in their early 20s, you've got a 29-year-old, you've got a mid-20s player, and the progression would be you move up like that, Tielemans drops off, and another one comes back on. So I like it. I like the deal. I want to be very, very clear. This is not me being excited in March, April and May. No, I'd be like, what the fuck? But in July, the middle of July, where this window is pathetic and we've messed up all over the place, you've got to deal with the middle of July and go, what's the best we can get right now? This is the best we can get right now. I'm not bloody cheering Barada and Ineos and Wilcox and saying well done. I'm saying in this situation you are trying to get us out of it, but you put us in this situation in the first place. So no, I'm not cheering and screaming and going this is an amazing. I'm pretty sure there'll be Liverpool and Arsenal fans laughing at us, going look at that, look at what they're doing. But we have to do something to try and get ourselves out of this mess. And I think a player like that does help because he brings experience to the team. So look, Tielemans, Manchester United, looks like it's advancing very, very much so because David Ornstein has put it out there that we're in advanced talks with it. So it could get very, very interesting for Manchester United over the next few hours, certainly. Because that has broken out from David Ornstein and about £35 million apparently. Let me just have a quick look. How did you know about it? Well, look, I put a tweet out last night saying what is the release clause for Youri Tielemans because, and you can check it on my Twitter, and I'm not taking credit for it. We've got a very good source who was helping us around Tchouameni and Kone, and they basically said to me last night, look, you can't put it out there bluntly on the 8 o'clock show, and I don't think I mentioned it on the 8 o'clock show, but United's Tielemans might be one to watch. So I said, well, can I put the tweet out, what's his release clause, because that could mean anything, and they were okay about it. So it's credit to David Ornstein. It wasn't him who told me, but I knew at about 7 o'clock last night that United might make a move on Tielemans, and that's why I put out the tweet. What's the release clause on Youri Tielemans? So, but I didn't expect it to be advanced talks with Youri Tielemans. I expected it to be at some point United are interested in Youri Tielemans. So it was obviously more advanced than even I thought last night. But yeah, very, very good information. And I've just had a Villa mate message me. Let's see.
Manchester United have activated the buy-out clause to sign Youri Tielemans from Aston Villa. 41 million euros is the price, everything done with the player. Man United have already informed Aston Villa a few hours ago about triggering the clause and proceeding with formal steps in 24 hours. Tielemans will be this week in Manchester for a contract signing and medical test, and so Tielemans to follow Andrei Santos. There is now the official statement for Andrei Santos as new Manchester United player. So finally the confirmation, £48 million plus 2 in add-ons. Andrei signed his 5-year contract with option for further season, and so Santos official, and also Tielemans is coming next for Man United. Very busy on the market. Let me say, Man United are probably not done in midfield. So they could still do something else in terms of adding one more midfielder before the end of the window. Man United are assessing options, are talking with their board of directors, with their management team, and with the coach Michael Carrick to decide the best options possible, but Man United are working on another midfielder. So it's a possibility they are considering. It's not 100% guaranteed yet, but it's a serious possibility in case the right opportunity arrives on the market. Then, two more, here we go, guys, because it's a very busy start of the week. And so, Aston Villa lost Youri Tielemans. The day for Aston Villa started. Here we go, Manzambi. Over 60 million euros, hijack from Newcastle, beautiful news for Villa. Then, Youri Tielemans to Manchester United. Here we go, done deal, another surprise. But then one more, because I mentioned to you in the last video, Paris Saint-Germain and Lucas Digne. Interest, concrete interest, talks ongoing. Well, Paris Saint-Germain have informed today Aston Villa that they will activate the buyout clause for Lucas Digne. And so, Tielemans clause for Man United. Digne clause for Paris Saint-Germain. It's a here we go. Lucas Digne goes back to France. He's doing very well at the World Cup. Right after the World Cup, Paris Saint-Germain will pay the release clause, but they already informed Aston Villa as the relationship between the two clubs is very good. And then everything will become official. Also on player side, 3-year contract for Lucas Digne. Many of you asking me, why Lucas Digne? They have Nuno Mendes. Yes, but Nuno Mendes is playing every single game, and so they want also to have a backup. And Lucas Digne will be the new backup for Nuno Mendes. So the conversation is already okay, everything is done, and Lucas Digne will sign after the World Cup. So new signing for Paris Saint-Germain, for the European champions, with the arrival of Lucas Digne. And then